In June of 2022, Ashlyn and I took the biggest leap of our lives. We sold everything we owned, said goodbye to family and friends, and left our home in Washington State behind. With nothing but a dream and a truck full of hope, we headed east, to a quiet 26-acre Amish farm in the hills of Kentucky, a place we believed could become so much more. A place to build a self-sustaining homestead, to grow our food, raise our animals, and one day, raise a family.
Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm Ashlyn.
And welcome to the Pastured Homestead.
Little did we know this land would become something far bigger than just Ashlyn and I. It became a place to learn, to fail, and to dream. A place where we held on to old traditions while creating our own. And here we laughed, we cried. This is where I proposed, where we got married, and where we welcomed our first child into the world. But this place isn't just about us anymore. It's home to so much more than we ever imagined. We were so excited to get started on our homestead. One of the first animals we welcomed to the farm were our cows. We purchased a grown Jersey milk cow named Rosie, a black Angus bull calf named Buddy, and a Holstein heifer named Grace. We had just a little bit of experience raising a calf before, so we jumped right in and did a good job of taking care of him. Ashlyn especially bonded with Buddy with every milk bottle.
Oh, he's so big.
Back in Washington, we lived on a 1/4 acre, but now we lived on 26, which was more than enough to start rotationally grazing our cows. We had hardly any grass on the ground, but that didn't stop us from moving them from paddock to paddock. I can still remember the warm feeling I felt watching these cows graze our fields for the first time. These are core memories I'll never forget. But winter was coming quick, so we stocked up on hay.
Now we gotta move the cows over to the barn. We're a little nervous for this, but we've got alfalfa.
Oh.
We're gonna try and herd them that way.
Let's get in.
Now, Rosie wasn't in milk, but every day I would put her in the stanchion and feed her some alfalfa. That was just me trying to keep her up to date and make sure that, she wasn't getting lazy. Every day we would fluff the hay, feed Buddy his bottle, and bed our cows in the sawdust left by the old owners.
Right, Rosie. Not right. Obviously, Rosie's gonna be our milk cow. She's supposed to be giving birth here early next year.
Unfortunately, Rosie's calf didn't make it to full term. When we got Rosie, she wasn't in the best of health, but we weren't gonna give up on her. We kept her fed, gave her minerals, and kept her warm in the winter. We were in it for the long haul. As the grass started to grow early in the spring, we were able to put our cows back out onto pasture. This was the start of our first full year here on this farm. The cows were chipper, the grass was thickening, and we continued to move the cows from paddock to paddock with hopes of improving the quality of our pastures.
They're gonna follow me everywhere because they know exactly what's going on. Come on, Rosie. I still gotta run the wire, so you gotta give me like 5 minutes, all right? Jeez, they're pressing me.
Buddy and our steer were growing fast, and Rosie was looking better every day.
But anyway, Rosie's doing great, and she is pregnant, so hopefully next year, around March, we'll have a calf. I think the cows have spotted me. You stay, buddy. We've been coming out here every day, and he's getting a lot better. He's getting a lot more friendly. But now that he's by himself, we can give him his own alfalfa. Come here, buddy. There you go. This one's yours. There you go, buddy. He's a little work in progress, but I think he's coming around. He lets me pet him, and we've been trying to train him to get comfortable around us, and so, I'll kind of be up in his face, petting him when he's eating. Yep, that's a good boy. He's doing great. He's getting used to it pretty good. This alfalfa is the best thing to bribe cows with. They go absolutely nuts over it. Today, is cow moving day.
This summer, we created a grazing system that worked perfect for our farm, dividing a large field into half-acre paddocks with a main alleyway back to their water. This meant we wouldn't have to lug water from paddock to paddock, and the cows could always have shade. Rosie was plump and pregnant, but he was becoming a real bull, and our steer was getting closer and closer to freezer camp.
Hey there, Rosie. This time of year, the flies are starting to die off. There's still a few on them, but they're the small ones, not the really big ones. Oak's got until about January, and he'll be going to the butcher. Buddy's all grown up. He's still growing. He's still pretty small, but they're gonna be in here for about 10 days. That's our rotational grazing system this year. Hopefully next year this will pay off. We're grazing them on it, they're fertilizing it, and then we're coming back and mowing it afterwards. And we've noticed a huge improvement in our pastures doing that system. We rotationally graze here on our property, and lately it's been a little bit more frequent because some of our pastures look a little bit better. You know, none of the grass is growing anymore, and then some of our pastures, like on that far side, just do not look very good. Our girl Rosie here lost her calf earlier this year, which was a big bummer for us because I was totally anticipating milking her for the next year. She didn't even end up coming into milk. It was a big bummer, but this year we're anticipating another one. Come on. Moving these cows really is as simple as that. We like to give them a nice big thing of alfalfa. Look at Buddy, he's running. We do not feed any grain to any of our cattle on our farm. These are alfalfa pellets, and you can see Rosie absolutely loves them.
As we approached the cold season, the grass started to die, and we were moving paddocks more frequently.
Let's head over to the cows here, check out what kind of grass reserves we have. Cows have these tongues and it's like sandpaper. It's a really, really rough tongue, and it almost hurts when they lick you on your bare skin. This looks like a pretty good pasture. We've got some pretty good grass reserves going on here. We might have about 10 to 15 days left here of grass reserves before we need to start taking them over into the cow barn.
And so we got the cow barn ready for winter, scooping out all of last year's bedding into a compost pile for the chickens. Then we would add new fresh sawdust for the cows.
The time has come. Let's get this gate open for them. Got some alfalfa to bribe them. Gotta open the gate to the pasture. Turn off the solar energizer so I don't shock myself. We gotta open the gate for the last time this season. Let's go get those cows and take them to the barn. Come on, cows. Hey, old buddy. Hey there, Rosie. Let's go. We got Rosie in. I think the other two are running up the street. They're in the barn now, safe and sound. Rosie did pretty darn good, but the other two kind of ran off on their own.
There we were, at the end of our first full year on the farm, preparing for one of the most exciting experiences yet, Rosie's calf. I ran to catch Rosie's birth on camera. We had waited years for this, and I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity. Rosie pushed and pushed, but she, in the end, needed some help.
There you go. Come on. Come on.
And just like that, the first calf born on the farm was on the ground. The little guy tried and tried and tried, and eventually he got his feet under him. And it wasn't too long till he was trying to latch on.
He's looking at it. The little guy's been trying to latch on, and I think he might have got it. Rosie's calf is doing great this morning. It's the morning after, and he's up and walking around. I think he's already had some milk. Yeah, buddy. Well, the calf's doing pretty good. He's up and walking. I've seen him poop, so that's good news. And I've seen him milk quite a few times, so that's good too. We recently castrated him, so he probably doesn't like us very much right now.
A calf on the ground meant a full bag of milk for us.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Rosie. Hey there, Rosie. Yeah, the girl. Oh, you're so good at it. Come on, Rosie. Come on. Up you go. At the end of the road is a treat for you. Oh, there you go.
At first we were milking Rosie in the barn, and eventually Rosie was out on pasture and we would milk her in our new milk barn, which was right out in the field. Rosie was giving us, I'd say probably about 2 gallons a day, and that was me being lazy.
This is the reality of farming right here. Hey, we broke in the milking stanchion, broke in the milking barn. Our cows are doing really well. Each year we're here, our pastures get better and better, so they just obviously enjoy it more and more. Buddy had a little case of pink eye, but I think that has subsided now and he's doing a lot better, which is good. Rosie's calf is looking pretty darn big and he's still getting all the milk he can. Moving the cows has become so incredibly simple because we spent so much time last year setting up all these different paddocks. This year, all I have to do is turn the fence energizer off, which is right here, and then come over to the next paddock and open it up and close the last one. It's super simple. Hey there, cows. Hey there, Rosie. Look at you, all fluffy.
Rosie was looking full and bright, her new calf was getting bigger and bigger,
All right,
and Buddy was now the bull he was always meant to be.
Let's go. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Come on. Morning, buddy. Well, it is definitely winter, not officially, but it's been feeling pretty cold lately. We've already had 3 snows this year and a lot of 18, 20 degree weather. So there's not much grass growing out here. So I've thrown out 1 bale so far for the cows. They've already munched that down, and it is December 14th, I believe. And it's about time for us to move Rosie into the barn and separate her from the cows. And almost there.
Rosie and Buddy have been with us from the very start. They grew right beside us through every lesson, every hardship, and every season. But they weren't the only ones that grew. Our first pigs were 2 Idaho pasture pigs named Bert and Penelope.
Bert and Penelope are Idaho pasture pigs. We're gonna be using them for breeding stock.
But eventually, 2 wasn't enough, so we got 2 more, and one of those pigs was pregnant.
You ready to go on fresh grass? Huh? There you guys go. And she had her first piglet. That's a cute little piglet. They're like just now starting to figure out where the teats are at, where the milk's at, so that's good news. Wrong way. Over here. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, this one's like all white. Look. Oh, it's another one.
These piglets grew and grew and grew.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Ashlyn.
And in today's video, we're gonna be moving these pigs to the forest. I think they're gonna absolutely love it. We have tons of grass growing in here.
The time had come to move the pigs into the forest for the very first time. I was extremely excited for this. I had been waiting for this for years and years and had thought so much about it.
There you go. That went pretty well. Samson's the one that always has a problem, but he did pretty good this time.
I had this idea to grow food plots for our pigs, ones where we could send our pigs to graze on really high quality forage.
Turnips are coming in really nice. Ryegrass is coming in really nice. They're not beating each other out. They're coming up at the same time. It's perfect. This is gonna be such good forage for the pigs.
But little did I know that this food plot was gonna be a bigger lesson for me than forage for our pigs.
The main reason why I planted this food plot is for our pigs, so that way we can reduce our feed costs and not have to feed them so much grain. And I'm pretty happy with this food plot. I'm happy with how it turned out. But now that these turnips are getting bigger, I wanted to pull a couple, see how the pigs like them, and see if this is gonna be a success. Hey, pigs. Come on, pigs. Go, Samson. There's a turnip. Hey there, Marigold. Will you eat that? Will you eat that? Will you eat that? I don't know what it is about the turnips. For some reason, the pigs aren't liking it. They ate this morning, but they're pigs. I mean, they constantly eat. It doesn't matter what I throw out here for them at what point of the day, they're gonna eat it off the ground. I hate to say it, but I think my food plot might have been a failure, and we do still have ryegrass growing in there, so that's good, and I know they eat that up. They love the ryegrass. They may not eat these turnips, and they may just rot in the ground. Man, that's a bit of a bummer. Sometimes on a farm you do things and they don't work out the way you thought they were gonna be. You put in all this work and it just doesn't work out for you.
Our herd of pigs went from hobby to business. We started to raise and sell registered Idaho pasture pigs to people in our area, and it was a huge success. We had 2 boars and 3 sows producing over 40 piglets per year.
We're expecting probably another 10 piglets because every time she's had a litter, it's been about 10. This is a forest. This is where pigs thrive. They are perfect in the forest. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. And these guys have just gone absolutely crazy. We had so much overgrowth, and you can see how much he has done just tilling it all up. You can see the line between the cow pasture and the pig pasture. We raise Idaho pasture pigs for meat for ourselves, but mostly as breeding stock for other people. And it looks like they kicked an apple out of the fence. There you go, Bacon.
It was as simple as that. We were using these pigs to help fund the farm, while also clearing areas of our farm that were overgrown and too thick for us to get through. As the seasons changed, our pigs would graze our food plots, eat our pumpkins, and raise their piglets. I like to think that we provided these pigs with a life of diversity. They weren't on concrete floors or between 4 walls. They were in pasture and in the forest. They were making mud holes and scratching on trees. They were with friends and given the opportunity to do what a pig does best. Just like the cows, there was never a shortage of moves to new pastures.
Ashlyn's here to help me move the pigs. Let's grab some feed and see if we can't lure them to the back. Come on, pig. Come on, pig. Number 1. Number 2. Oh, that fat one. So much heavier than these ones. Well, we got the piglets in. This is Bacon. We all know what he's for. Seems to be pretty nice with the piglets. They'll find their place. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this one right here is just massive. We had sold all the piglets from Penelope's litter, and she ended up getting all the milk that 4 piglets were getting, and I think she got pretty milk fat on it. You know, you're my favorite pig, you know that? Oh, I love this pig. Easy. These pigs want to stop right here because there's so many acorns on the ground. They've already done such a great job of tilling this grass up and exposing the ground.
A few days would pass and it was on to another paddock. We had a dozen or so pigs grazing these back fields with the hopes that they would turn them from overgrown weeds to lush green fields for our cows to graze on.
There you go. Hey Mike, you want some belly rubs, buddy? You want some belly rubs?
The time had come for all of our hard work to pay off. We were ready to butcher our first pig that was born on the farm. To see an animal born, thrive, and eventually butchered is an experience I wish everyone could have. The feeling I had processing this pig made all of the time, sweat, and hard work worth it. And I really, really hope that all of you get to experience this for yourselves someday.
I'm so excited to finally have some pork. Hopefully, we never have to buy pork again after this because we've got another feeder that's getting raised right now. Look at all that fat right there. Oh boy.
As winter approached in full force, our pigs were still grazing our back pastures. Farm chores got much more difficult.
These pigs do really well in the wintertime. They've got that long hair compared to some of these other pigs.
But winter broke and piglets started to hit the ground.
Our pig farm has changed a little bit, and I'll show you how that's changed. But Bezzy is obviously still here, and she's doing really well. She is currently pregnant. We have her in this little farrowing pen out here in kind of our woods area. This year, gotten rid of some of our pigs. We still got Penelope here, but we have gotten rid of Samson and Delilah. We ended up selling them to somebody else. Mike over here is obviously living life as well. Hey there, mate. One other change that we've started to make, we're just kind of testing things, is we have this pig right here, which is actually a Tamworth pig who has a lot of personality, which is really fun, but he is a feeder pig and he is actually 5 months old. He is pretty big. Do we want to, maybe venture into some Tamworth pigs, which so far so good. I really enjoy this pig. I love the personality, really enjoyed the growth rate. So this morning we got to take our feeder pig to the butcher who we've been raising up for about 6 months now, and he's getting really big, so we got to go load him up in the trailer and close it behind him. Hopefully he gets up all right, but I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I hope it's not too slippery for him this morning. There you go, come on. Come on. Well, we're taking this guy to the butcher, and as you can probably tell, this is not a Idaho pasture pig. We decided to raise a different breed this time to see how we like it, see how we like the growth rate and the taste of the meat. And this is a Tamworth Berkshire, so much larger pig, much different pig, but so he should be about 276 pounds live weight right now, which is pretty good. It's pretty good.
And then we decided to make a huge change.
There you go, come on. Come on. There you go, Bezzy. We're weaning these piglets off of Bezzy. We usually do that around 5 weeks, especially when you have a big litter like this. Well, we got Bezzy in her pen. We've got our other 2 pigs down there, so we gotta get them moved over into the same pen as Bezzy because they're going on a trip to their final farm. Yeah. There she goes. And poor Mike's been alone for quite some time now. He's gonna have his ladies back again. Come on, Mike. Here you go. Come on. There you go, Mike. Come on. We've been raising Idaho pasture pigs since we bought this property back in June of 2022. So we've had Idaho pasture pigs for a decent amount of time. We've learned so much about them. We've really enjoyed the breed. On so many different levels. And the pigs we have now are the best Idaho pasture pigs we've had on the farm. We have actually decided to part with our Idaho pasture pigs and move on from them. We've decided to sell the Idaho pasture pigs and kind of get a little bit of a break from pigs.
And without any more pigs, we were left with our cows and our chickens. From day one, we got started with chickens, both for our eggs and for meat. We move them every day in our chicken tractors and house them in the barn in the winter. But of course, around every corner is another lesson to learn.
Let's go see if we lost any chicks last night. It's a pretty cold morning, so I'm a little bit worried. Yep, looks like we lost another one last night. This is the worst batch of chicks I have ever experienced. We have lost 30 chicks. They are so far behind compared to where 4-week-old Cornish cross usually are.
So we kept doing what we knew was best, feeding high quality grain, moving them every single day, and sometimes allowing our layers to free range.
Here you go. These are McMurray's Red Ranger. They might have a different name for it, but it's basically a Red Ranger, and they're growing really well. As you can see, they're starting to feather out pretty good. This is that replacement that Hoover Hatchery sent us, and we have only lost one of them. You want to eat those chickens, don't you? We've got one last batch of Cornish cross to go feed. They are way, way, way over here.
I don't think I give chickens enough credit. They are one of the best dual-purpose animals you can own while being one of the easiest farm animals to care for. They give you meat, they give you eggs, and they do it all while consuming all of your food scraps. Pretty great animal if you ask me. As the years went on, our chickens continued to provide us with plenty of meat and eggs for the two of us.
Our chickens aren't laying very much this time of year. It's getting dark pretty early. It's one of those things you just deal with on your homestead.
But with Thanksgiving on the way, we had our eyes set on raising a big Thanksgiving turkey for our family to share. Ah, the turkeys. We only raised them for 1 year on our farm, but it's something I hope to do again in the future.
We are out here in our winter pasture where our cows graze, and these noisy guys have no idea what's coming.
Thanksgiving felt a little different that year. Eating turkey that was raised for months on this farm made the holiday extra special and gave us even more appreciation for all that we are thankful for.
That was our first time butchering a turkey. It actually went pretty well. I definitely need a bigger scalder. I definitely need a bigger plucker if I'm gonna do it that way, but we're not doing 70 turkeys. We're not doing 70 turkeys like we do chickens, so it's okay if we gotta hand pluck these ones. Look at that. 16 pounds.
We had never raised a turkey, and we had never grown a garden. The warm growing season was over, but we weren't going to let that stop us from growing something. We planted garlic in November, and eventually it was spring again and time for us to plant our first garden. We had zero experience, but we just went for it, planting any and everything we could think of, trying to cover as much of our garden space and anything that would feed us, many of which were perennial plants that would feed us for years.
This is a jumbled mess of tomato plants. We've got cherry tomatoes, beefsteak, and Armada tomatoes, I believe. Our garlic's doing well. Our onions are doing pretty well. Our lettuce, doing really well. Organic russet potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes right here. Those are doing really well. There's broccoli and cauliflower in here.
Our first year garden was a success. Not because we grew and preserved a lot of food, but because we learned so much from all of our mistakes.
Our winter squash has come up, which is beautiful. Our tomatoes are doing really well, actually. Some of our peppers right here.
Our next year's garden started with a bang. We were determined to grow and preserve as much food as we could. And this year, we decided to throw down some landscape fabric and plant our crops directly in it.
So we're gonna be using this landscape fabric. You know, I've got to be honest with you guys. Last year, I hated the garden. I didn't enjoy it one bit. This has made all of the difference for me enjoying gardening. We've also built some raised beds for some more perennial crops like strawberries.
We had a new appreciation for the garden that had helped fuel a fire in us that I never knew existed. It allowed us to see what we were capable of in terms of food production and food preservation. My eyes have been opened to the possibilities of self-sufficiency.
And this is our second year gardening. We have the thornless blackberries. We've also got some raspberry growing down on the fence line itself. We have some grapes growing right here. So right here we've got some early glow strawberries, English thyme, we've got rosemary, we have sage, and then we also have oregano. And then in our last raised bed, we actually grew some peanuts. We have some buckets here with a few different potato varieties in there as well. We also grew potatoes in the ground. We have Yukon Gold and then red potatoes in the back. And in here we've got our sweet corn, which is already starting to talus. And right between those, we decided to plant a bunch of pumpkins. This is elderberry plant, big long row of cucumbers, some marigold, there's some alyssum, provider beans, and these things are growing great. A bunch of cantaloupe. So we're gonna have a bunch of watermelon, bunch of cantaloupe, and it just looks so beautiful on our landscape fabric. The joy of having your own garden, you get to stop and eat green beans whenever you want. We've got a ton of peppers, jalapeno peppers, King Arthur. These are looking really good. This is a sweet banana pepper. We've actually used a T-post and a Florida weave system for all of our tomato plants to trellis them. Beefsteak, cherry tomatoes. Oh yeah, that's good. San Marzano tomatoes all the way down. A bunch of onions. We have a bunch of cabbage growing in here. This is our second planting of broccoli. We've got carrots. This bad boy's out of here, look at that. Tons of carrots in here. Some red ripper pea on this side, some black-eyed peas on this side. Our celery is looking really good. So it feels like we have a lot more crop instead of a lot more weeds. This is lazy gardening at its finest. Ashlyn and I are out here in the garden and we had a pretty successful year.
Our garden died off, so we decided to plant something that would live on. I once heard that saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. With that in mind, we decided to plant our first trees as soon as we could. We planted apple, peach, and pear trees that we hoped would feed our family forever.
Hopefully we get some fruit in another year or two.
But fruit trees wasn't our only concern. We wanted oak, black walnut, and maples to surround our home. We wanted the birds to enjoy the shade and our children to swing on the branches someday. With a full forest of saplings just ready to stretch their limbs, we dug them up from the forest and moved them to better locations. We did this in January, which is a time when many would say you shouldn't, but we did it anyway, and almost all of the trees survived to grow and eventually shed their leaves again the next year.
Our pear trees are looking beautiful. Right over here in this area is our orchard. Plum tree, cherry trees, a couple peach trees in the back. We have some apple trees. Look at that. Nice, good size apple. Not a ton of apples. Right here we have 2 pear trees, and this one actually has some pears on it. Not a ton.
With all this food we were growing, it was time for us to preserve it. We started to can all the foods we had grown: tomato sauce, beans, pickles, corn. We were putting away meats from our pigs, chickens, and cows. We were processing our meats into sausage and lard. And all of the hard work we had put in was starting to pay off in the form of self-sufficiency. A dream that had once felt so far away when we first moved to this property. But self-sufficiency isn't about food. It's also about working with your hands. And that's exactly what we did. Project after project, we turned our dreams into reality. We had never remodeled a home, but we weren't afraid. When we wanted something, we learned how to do it by getting our hands dirty and learning from our mistakes. With each step, we got closer and closer to building a home we were proud of. There's something special about using your own 2 hands to create your dreams and seeing the life you always wanted being built right in front of you. Sure, we could sit back and hire somebody, and trust me, I've thought about it, but at the end of the day, we only have so much time on this earth, and shouldn't we use it expanding our mind, crafting our skills, and building a life we can be proud of? That's what these builds are about for me. It's not about saving money, it's not about relaxing on the couch while I watch somebody put it together, it's about challenging myself to be more, to be better, to be knowledgeable. If you ask me, that's power. These last 3 years have felt more like 15. Not because they were agonizingly long, but because we lived. I mean, really, really lived. With my beautiful wife by my side, 3 dogs, 2 cats, many cows, chickens, and pigs, we built a life that we can only be proud of. But sometimes life throws you curveballs, and when one door closes, another door opens. I wanted to thank you all so much for following along on our journey these last few years. What an honor it has been to share this all with you. And with that, all I can say is,
thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys so much for watching, so much for watching, so much for watching, so much for watching, so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.